guys news. Today we are celebrating life. I'm Steve Surridge, aka Mr. Happiness 2000, professional happiness coach, and we are going to party for the next 40 minutes with all you guys. So, and ever glamorous as always is my co-host Kaie, who is going to tell us now all about life celebrations. Over to you, Kaie.
Thank you so much. Thank you again for joining us on this sunny/rainy Monday afternoon. I say it all the time, you have your choices. You are here with us. And today we're talking all things celebration. We're actually going to be joined, hopefully, by somebody whose birthday it is today, but I'll tell you a bit about this later. In looking at this topic, doing my research as I love doing, a particular quote came to me, said, "Until further notice, celebrate everything." And I think that is a fantastic way to live life. Some years ago, I came across a passage that has stuck with me from the day I saw it. And it says, "The present is called the present because it's a gift." And it's so true. We don't have the past because it's already gone. We don't have the future because it's not guaranteed. The only time we really truly have is right now. So let's celebrate that. When I say celebrate, we think birthdays, the major events, the birthdays, anniversaries, christenings, weddings, graduations, Arsenal winning the Champions League title. Listen, the one day that we are all guaranteed to celebrate are our birthdays, or what some more conscious, less commercially minded people call Earth days or born days. But how is it that we ended up celebrating the day on which we were born, when in many older pagan cultures, it was the day on which you were conceived that was supposed to be the more important one? Well, the ancient Egyptians are the ones we have to thank for that, because they're the ones that first started the concept, we put these down for a bit, of birthday celebrations. The earliest known mention of birthday celebrations appears in the Bible and references a pharaoh's birthday around 3,000 years BCE. But the Egyptians didn't actually celebrate their birthdays, i.e. the day they were born. What they did was celebrate their coronation day, because they believed that once they were crowned, their pharaohs became gods. Hence they were reborn, and it was this day, the day of their coronation, that they were celebrating, i.e. their rebirth day. Birthday celebrations were also a part of pagan and neo-pagan cultures, but were celebrated a bit differently to how we do them nowadays. Back then it was about protecting people from evil spirits, and that's because pagans believed that on dates of great change, like your birthday, people tended to attract evil spirits. So to keep these nasty things at bay, friends and family would surround the birthday person, literally form a circle around them, and keep a lot of noise. Spirits apparently don't like loud noises. Who knew? What about the candles on the cake? Well, that came out of ancient Greece and the ancient Greeks. But they weren't celebrating birthdays either. They did worship a number of deities, and as a tribute to the lunar goddess Artemis, they offered half-moon shaped cakes adorned with lit candles. The candles were to reflect her beauty and to recreate the glowing radiance of the moon. Each candle symbolized a prayer, and blowing them out with a wish was a way of sending that message to the gods. Similar to what we do today, we blow out the candles on a cake, make a wish, and that wish is supposed to come true. The Romans gave us the concept of celebrating individual birthdays, but at first it was limited to the common man. And I do mean the common man, because we girlies weren't allowed to celebrate our birthdays until about the 12th century. But any Roman man who turned 50 would receive a special cake baked with wheat flour, olive oil, grated cheese, and honey. Now, we ladies may not have been able to celebrate our birthdays, but it didn't mean that we couldn't send out birthday celebrations, birthday invitations. The first known set were done by the wife of a Roman commander about 100 AD. Paper wasn't really around then, so she used small slabs of stone that she would tack the invitation into. Now, I'm going to apologize in advance. If you are of the Christian faith, please know that what I'm about to say is not meant to cause offense. I'm going to apologize in advance if what I'm about to say offends or upsets you. But one of the things the Roman did give us was arguably the most famous birthday of all, December 25th, Christmas Day, which is Jesus's birthday. But the December the 25th is not Jesus's birthday. It was, in fact, the start of an ancient pagan festival called Dies Natalis Solis Invicti, which is the birthday of the unconquered sun, and it celebrated the sun god at the winter solstice. In the 4th century BC, the Roman Emperor Constantine persuaded the church that this was the date that was to be celebrated as Jesus's birthday. Many biblical scholars think Jesus's birthday is actually around the 6th or the 7th of January, and some think it's closer to Easter in late March, but the exact month and date are unknown. Ironically, the early Christian church didn't believe in celebrating birthdays. They considered them evil, and that's because partly of its belief in the original sin, plus they believed that birthdays were an unholy pagan tradition. But as I said just now, all of that changed in the 4th century.
You forgot to mention one person who's...
Oh yeah, you know what? Let me roll it back. December 25th may not be Jesus Christ's birthday, but it's Stephen's birthday.
Yeah.
So Stephen's a Christmas baby. And I can't remember if I've asked you this before, Stephen. Do you get 2 sets of presents?
Everyone asks me that. Do you know, my birthday's the best because I never work on my birthday. The best TV used to be on my birthday.
Yeah.
The family's always together and you have the best meal of the year. So
yeah.
It's a win-win-win. Even if
it's win-win. So you don't need 2 presents. You've just got all the good stuff right there.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
No,
so this
great.
gratitude challenge.
Yeah. So we are being Party Central, celebrating all of life and its gloriousness. So yeah, you may remember just over a month ago, we set a 30-day gratitude challenge where basically you had to consciously decide to appreciate and be grateful for everything in your life and record it in a journal. So we're now checking in on to see how well we did with that challenge, asking, first of all, what impact has the gratitude journaling had on us? And are we going to keep on doing it? So Kaie, I'll start with you. How did you find it? Was it beneficial?
Found it beneficial. This was the book I wrote it in. Full disclosure, I did not put in every single day. I counted up. I did 27 days because some days I just forgot or I was too tired. But I found it really beneficial because looking back through those days, I realized that my family, my friends, and my health was something I was consistently grateful for. Yeah. The other thing I noticed was that as I was writing in this journal, I found myself smiling, and I think that lifted my spirit. If I had to say there was one challenge to this gratitude challenge, it was not putting in the same things day in, day out. And that's not to say that I'm not grateful for them day in, day out, but sometimes you have to look at the smaller things.
Yeah, no, I found it really beneficial. I've got to say, I failed Oprah. I didn't write it down every day because I kind of practice it anyway, but I kind of enhanced it more.
Yeah.
I was, first thing in the morning, I thought, I appreciate the shower head in my shower and how modern it is and the warm water and just beautiful sunsets that we've had recently. The laughter I'm experiencing during this lockdown and my beautiful family as well. And when they contact me, it's just those, I call them roast dinner moments when you have a really good moment during the day. And I've had loads, and it just wakes you up. When you wake up in the morning, you're feeling a bit dreary, just by going into like appreciation and gratitude. You just kind of gives you an energy lift and you feel more switched on. So I'm definitely going to carry it on. Let's ask our audience now to find out how they found the challenge. How did you find it then?
It was very interesting because I used to do a gratitude book and then I let it slide. So it was really good getting back into it. I agree, you tend to sort of are grateful for the same things every day, particularly in lockdown when you are experiencing the same people around you and activities. But I did notice that I did put in my gratitude for things that I discovered from the Nice News programme. So after the I Can't Get to Sleep one, I looked for some meditation on YouTube to use for that. So every morning I now go to sleep to one and I wake up to one, and I'm grateful that I'm getting a better night's sleep, and I'm grateful that in the morning I can put one that put a meditation on or a piece of music that really gets me going. So yeah, I agree with you. I've become more conscious of my environment and being just grateful for very, very simple things. But I really enjoy doing what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah.
So of course, and it is quite interesting because you said about not focusing so much on the material things, but I kind of failed that. I definitely will continue it. I didn't do it every single day, but like Stephen, I think I acknowledged it every single day.
Great stuff.
Oh,
Great
brilliant.
stuff.
Thanks, Giselle. Right, okay, so we're going to ask someone now who's celebrated a big milestone herself recently. She can tell us what that is. And it is my beautiful sister, Debbie, who I can unmute her. How did you find it then, Debs? How did you find the gratitude journal?
I really enjoyed it. It's something I hadn't done before. I know you've asked me to do it lots of times. But actually when I've done it now, I've actually looked forward to doing it. And I broke the rules, I think, slightly at the beginning. I wanted my children to become involved with, your nieces. So I was doing it like Debs and then Chloe and then Anae and asking them. And it was interesting what they were sort of being grateful for as well. I thought theirs would be very material things. And I don't know if they were just following me, but it ended up being very, things that we kind of take for granted, but they were grateful for those as well, which was lovely.
Good.
No, how did it make you feel doing it?
I looked forward to doing it every night. I did it most nights, not every night, but yeah, I certainly try, and I look forward to it. And I was like laying on my bed and trying to think of the first things that come in my head, actually. So some things were just everyday things, and other things that it was more people orientated and how they were towards me and all that.
Brilliant. So are you going to keep doing it then, Debs?
I'm going to try my best. Yes.
Yeah. Would you recommend it to others?
I would, yeah. I think, Steve, you've always said it to me as well. Think happiness and happiness follows you. But I think actually from doing this, I've become a happier person, I think.
Right.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's cool.
No, I should listen to you a lot more, shouldn't I?
You should. The world should. The world should. I've got the Christmas Day birthday.
We
So
digress.
you've had a milestone of your own recently. Do you want to tell us what that is?
I had my 50th birthday and celebrated it with my family.
Yeah. What do you do every year?
What my annual thing is to try and
your
do
ritual.
A flip over. It's like a handstand, but I try to stand up at the other side of it, and it's become like an annual thing on my Facebook account that I try to do it. And I managed it again this year.
Oh,
and
good.
Stood up as well. I must say it's getting very messy now.
Right, we've actually got footage of this, so I'm gonna share you with. This could be our next challenge, Kaie. Who wants to do?
No. I can tell you now. I will end up in traction. B, I don't think there are enough steel pins to put me back together after I crash and burn. Crash being the operative word.
Kaie, you got to remember the other week, the self-talk episode. That's not.
Yeah, but you know what? There's realistic self-talk. Yeah?
You can't do that. That's what.
It's like, no.
Can you do this? We're up to the challenge.
Okay, let's see.
So stay with us, everyone. We got more fun and frolics coming up, but now it's over to Kaie for some nice news.
We're talking celebrations here, but we shouldn't really just wait until birthdays, Christmas, anniversaries, celebrating doing flipovers to live life. Joan Ambu has a lovely saying, and she says, whatever season you are in, rejoice and celebrate your life as you might not experience it twice. But what do you do when you are struck by a tragedy that is so great that celebrating life is the very last thing on your mind? Nancy Rothstein falls into that category. In a published piece, she asks, well, who better to suggest how to celebrate life than somebody who is no longer living? The person she's talking about is her son, Josh. In 2002, she lost him when he was struck and killed by a car, and he was only 15 and a half years old. Nancy said that her profound grief was tempered by a blessing because Josh began to communicate with her often when she was writing. I forgot to mention at the top that Nancy is a writer by profession. Every year, on or around his birthday, Nancy says Josh would share with her ways in which he said she should be celebrating her life, or life in general, as opposed to mourning his death. Over the years, through her pen, Josh has offered her an additional way to celebrate life, and in Josh's honor, Nancy has published 21 ways, I should say, to celebrate life. Now, the 21 ways we're going to put up on our Facebook group, and they've covered things that we've covered on the show before. A lot of them made me smile because, again, it's about gratitude. It's about appreciating the simple things. Josh says you could do things like smiling because smiling makes you and other people feel good. Call someone who is ill or lonely and listen to them. Listen to music that is your favorite music. Apologize to somebody that you've wronged in some way, and we all know we have those people. Go outdoors and commune with nature, and I don't mean necessarily tree hugging. Just go and sit on a bench, close your eyes and listen to the world. Laugh, because laughter is God's sunshine. That's what Josh says. But this is the one that got me the most. He says, yet you must know that at the end, it's love's garden that you must tend. So we've all got love's garden in us, and that's what we need to look after. That's what we need to grow. That almost brought a tear to my eye, Stephen, I'll tell you.
We are going to look at death in a show coming up in the near future, but we want to make it cheerful and life-affirming.
It will. You know, we're doing nice news here. We're not going to send you home crying. We're not going to send you home crying. I did also mention earlier that we were going to talk about bank holidays and how we got around to celebrating them. And once again, this is something that we have the Romans to thank for. They created the first public bank holidays when they celebrated the birthdays of famous figures. Yes, they were male figures, of course, like Caesars and senators. Now, holidays is a play on the words holy days, and that was the first holidays when the country used to celebrate holy days like religious festivals and saints' days. Holidays, according to the Oxford Dictionary, is a day when ordinary occupations are suspended, a day of festivity, recreation, or amusement. But how did we get bank holidays? This is the fun part. We owe it to a guy called John Lubbock, who was the first Baron of Avery. He drafted the Bank Holiday Bill, which became law in 1871, allowing the Bank of England and other financial institutions to close on weekdays. Why is that important, I hear you ask? Well, before then, if during the weekday I had, let's say, a check I wanted to cash, and I went to a bank that was closed because it was closed for, let's say, a royal event or a Christian festival, and that bank wasn't open, I could actually sue that bank and that bank would go bankrupt. So the Bank Holiday Bill got rid of all of that and allowed them to close without fear of financial penalty. So the first bank holidays in England, Wales and Ireland were Easter Monday, Whit Monday, First Monday in August and Boxing Day. In Scotland, they were slightly different. New Year's Day, Good Friday, the first Mondays in May and August, and Christmas Day. What made it a bit confusing, though, was there were always also public holidays, which were days that came about through habit and custom, like Christmas Day and Good Friday. Nowadays, the terms are interchangeable, and around the world, bank holidays are commemorated by holy days, religious holidays, and the birthdays of prominent citizens. So, which country has the most bank holidays and which country has one of the least? Well, Cambodia has the most bank holidays in the world with 28. My home away from home, Barbados, has 12. The UK only has 8. 8 bank holidays, one of which is coming up at the end of this month. And savour it because the next one after that is Christmas Day. Yeah. We're moving to Cambodia, right, Stephen?
Yeah, I'll see you later. I've got my bags packed. No, thank you for that, Kaie. Yes, so we are now joined by our special guest today, life coach Lisa Fearon. Lisa, thank you for joining us.
Hello, Lisa.
This is the first time I've been able to call this our studio. So, so your background is in medicine, and 18 years in anaesthetic. Is that right? This is brilliant, everyone. So you feel you've spent too many years putting people to sleep, and now you want to wake them up. That's brilliant, isn't it? And you want to wake them up to the brilliance of life. You've got a unique process integrating coaching and hypnotherapy and guiding clients to reaching their higher levels of self-mastery and living life to the full. You've also travelled extensively and seen how many, if I can say the word, indigenous, did I say it right? Indigenous tribes.
You did.
Great life. Yeah, so how do you make, so Lisa, tell us first of all how you came to where you are now.
So, hi everyone. It's really great to be here with you, celebrating life. So basically an avid interest in human biology and the way that the human body works. But shortly after starting my career, I actually developed a health condition and I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, which is a chronic pain, muscle and nerve disorder, which causes extreme pain. So basically, medicine couldn't help me, basically. I had every test that there was. I went to every specialist and there's nothing that they could do for me. And basically was told I needed to change my life, do less. I used to be an athlete. I was told to stop doing that, stop working full time. And if I carried on the way I was going, I could end up in a wheelchair. I was told by pain consultants that I needed to reduce my activities and to stop chasing miracle cures. So I decided they wanted to put me on, you have flare-ups of the pain, and the third flare-up was pretty bad. And they wanted to put me on sedatives and antidepressants. And I wanted that to be a total last resort. And so researched around other things I could do. I went to a retreat in Guatemala and it was totally life-changing. So many things I could talk about that was on that retreat, but the most profound experience I've ever had in my life was going to a cacao ceremony where I worked with a shaman and working with hot chocolate, basically pure unprocessed hot chocolate, and then going through a therapeutic process using meditation and visualization in order to be able to release things from the past and then, celebrate the future and visualize the future that you want. So that was just massively life-changing for me. I came back home, realized I wanted to move out of the medical profession, and I trained as a life coach, started running my retreats and coaching people, and then running these cacao ceremonies.
But the chocolate is good for you. You've not heard that before, have you?
Yeah.
Wow, so everyone's going to like the sound of that. So how do you sort of involve celebration in your life coaching? How does that help you?
So my life coaching, I am passionate about sharing with people to connect to their true self, to let go of limited beliefs and things that create resistance around you, and really celebrate yourself. I think it's really important to be your own best friend, and to really be mindful and conscious of the way that we talk about ourselves or to ourselves. You had the self-talk talk before. We have to be our own best friend. If we can't be that, then it has an effect on how we are in our lives. So I work with clients to actually really kind of develop their self-worth, increase their self-worth and self-belief, and really kind of connect to themselves at a deeper level. So the cacao is really beautiful for that. It releases naturally the serotonin, endorphins, all the body's happy bliss hormones. So these, these happy chemicals in the body naturally. And so you get this natural feeling of being loved up. But rather than, usually you see a cute puppy or a loved one and you give that love out to someone, it's all about giving it to yourself. So this kind of experience of self-love and generating self-love through meditations that I do. With the retreats, it's all about just embracing our past and then taking the lessons from the past and then releasing, the ties of the past. And then, as you said as well, embracing the present moment, and having conscious connections in the present moment. So, walking around nature, really enjoying, like you said, even if it's a rainy day, enjoying the feel of the rain on your skin, embracing everything in your present. And then also, look into the future in the way that we want our future to be. And so, yeah, like really embracing gratitude, appreciation, and then bringing that forward into the future in order to be able to master, our life and to have control over our destiny and our future.
Celebration is a form of love, isn't it, really?
Everything we do.
Choosing to love rather than hate and be bored and resentful of our lives. Wow, okay.
Yeah.
I'm the lucky one here. I've got this chocolate here.
We're celebrating.
Yeah, here's to us. Sorry, guys. We are going to put a video. This is my Blue Peter moment where I go, here's one we made earlier. We will put a video on our Facebook page afterwards. You can see how Lisa makes the cacao, and you can follow with her and make your own at home. And we need the ingredients as well. So we need to put them on there. Yeah, that's cool. So you've seen loads of different kind of celebrations. What sort of stuff have you seen on your travels?
So, I mean, the cacao ceremony is a really powerful one. Like, honestly, it totally changed my life. It was in 2012 when I actually discovered this, and we did a lot of inner work and emotional release work within, the ceremony. And it's been now 8 years, and I've been pain-free. I was in absolute extreme pain every single day without fail, and since having this ceremony, 8 years pain-free. So that ceremonial process, drinking the chocolate is a mood enhancer. It connects you to your heart.
I'm feeling that now.
You overflow with this feeling of love when you have this pure chocolate. So that was a really beautiful experience. These cacao ceremonies, seeing people release through intentions, like the things of their past, and then manifest, like visualizing how to manifest their future, and going, showing gratitude and setting intentions. As I said, I was in Guatemala in 2012. It just happened to be in that year where, interesting, we talked about this earlier. This was when it was prophesied to be the end of the world.
We're still here.
In the Mayan calendar. Which, without going too much into it, I learned the background of the root cause of the pain that I had was it's holding on to a lot of fear, which I developed through being in a religion which was very fear-based. And so, that was one of my biggest fears, is the end of the world, like a catastrophe or a natural disaster happening. And the fact that I was in this Mayan land, and it was prophesied to be the end of the world, and it was like the 21st of December, I'll never forget. That whole year, I observed how that civilization, or those people, communities came together to celebrate life and death. And there were many different rituals and celebrations that they did in order to do that. I mean, one of them was playing football with a ball that was on fire. I don't really know.
Wow, that would make you score more interesting, wouldn't it? The health and safety aspects might be...
The whole process of lighting candles and releasing certain sacrifices, and then chocolate is one of the ones, and grains and different things, to give thanks and give gratitude and to show appreciation, and then to visualize how they want the next year to be, and to call in the things that they want. So there's a whole kind of ritual aspect of thanking the people before you, thanking Mother Earth, and thanking the people that are coming through, after us, to continue, our humankind.
Going to have a look at landmark birthdays around the world. Landmark or milestone, call them what you like. We commonly celebrate them in the West, but the way you celebrate other milestone birthdays very much depends on where you are in the world. I was surprised to discover that in Chinese culture, they tend to only reserve birthday parties for little children and the elderly. It's not that they ignore birthdays, they do acknowledge the passing years, but they don't consider the average birthday, like 21 or 50, worthy of anything to celebrate. Newborn babies in Chinese culture are considered to be 1 year old when they are born. So when a Chinese child has its first birthday party, they're actually about 2 years old. In Chinese child culture, it's the years 60 and 80 that are the milestone birthdays, and many Chinese wait until they reach these milestones. Let's say they wait till they reach 60 to celebrate their first birthday. Now, earlier we were talking to Debbie, Stephen's sister, and she said that she celebrated 50 last week, and I said happy belated birthday. I would never say that to somebody of Chinese origin because wishing a belated birthday is something that's considered taboo. So let's have a look at some of the birthdays that we celebrate here in the West. 13 is considered the first step towards adulthood by becoming a teenager. 16, what the Americans call the Sweet 16, that is also the first official step to adulthood. But in Latin culture, it's the quinceañera, I hope I pronounced that correctly, the 15th birthday, that's considered as important as the Sweet 16 is in the States. When you turn 18, most countries across the world, you're legally an adult, you can get married, you can buy booze, all that good stuff. But it was when I came to 21 that I saw how different countries and cultures celebrate the day differently. In the US, you are legally an adult, so you can legally buy and drink alcohol. In the UK, celebrating your 21st birthday has its origins in medieval times. It was the age at which a noble lad, why are all these things about men? Anyway, it was the age at which a noble lad was considered of age and was knighted. In the Netherlands, your 21st year is known as the crown year because it's where young adults start being treated like kings and queens. They typically receive a more fabulous 21st birthday gift than normal, and the traditional birthday meal is a stack of their favorite delicious pancakes. In South Africa, turning 21 is literally considered a key moment. And that's because the birthday recipient will receive a key made of either gold, silver, or aluminium. The key is a symbol. It represents the start of adult life, helping the celebrant to unlock their future. Australia also puts significant in keys. The birthday recipient is given a key to the family home, showing that they are now allowed to come and go as they please. No waking up mum and dad. In Brazil, this was the part, Stephen, that I think you and I would like the best. When the first piece of birthday cake, or the bolo de aniversario, is cut, the first piece is given to a very special person chosen by the birthday boy or the birthday girl. And it really is like the high point of the birthday party. Whoever gets that first slice of cake is on par with the birthday boy or birthday girl.
Excellent. Right, so we are here with life coach Lisa Fearon, and Lisa is now going to share with us a number of simple exercises that we can do ourselves to celebrate ourselves and our lives. So, Lisa, over to you. What's exercise number one?
Number one is celebrate with a high five. So a self high five.
So what do you mean by that?
Do you want to demonstrate?
Is it like high five like that?
So I mean, the more fun you can have with this, the better. This is about being playful, being silly, and actually celebrating you.
Playful and silly.
So
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, that's Stephen. That's Stephen.
I learned this at Tony Robbins' UPW event actually, and yeah, basically you just hold one hand up. You've got to stand up, I think, really, to do this. And even better, you know, if you can jump in the air and give like a little kick in the feet, and just high five yourself.
High five. Everyone do that. High five. And there is a, what's the word? Not neurological, but there is a...
Yeah, so this is actually, so, you know, we can do so many things, we achieve so many things, and just let them go by without actually celebrating them. But if we did this every time we do something, even if it's just like, you know, getting over procrastination and finally finishing that report, or, you know, having a meeting go really well, if we did this every time, it's in NLP, this is an anchor. So, you know, doing that clap, every time you do that clap, then say if you feel really low, really like groggy or whatever, if you did that clap, it brings all those feelings of celebrations back into the body. So
it's a feel-good trigger.
Yeah.
We need to do this at the end of every show.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we did. We did. Sorry. Okay. So what's the next? What's the next one? What's the next one?
So the next one is celebrating the wins. You know, so I think you mentioned this before. Every win, big or small.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I think I do with my clients is having an achievement jar, a win jar.
Yeah.
You know, one of those little Kilner jars. And write down a few of the things that you've done in the past that you're really proud of, and really think, you know, small to big. And then each time you have an achievement or a win, so I do it on a Post-it note, and then I just fold it up and then put it in the jar, like really colourful Post-it notes I've got. And every now and then, yeah, when you're feeling a bit low, or you're feeling like, you know, life is just getting plateauing and getting a bit dull or whatever, and you need a bit of an uplift, I just pick one of those at random, and it's always, you know, you forget about it, and it's a really nice reminder, actually, how well you're doing, how great life is, you know, and how many wins that you have had. And I call it a win, you know, it's just something great that's happened in your life.
That you need to celebrate. Yeah.
And
what's the last one?
So the last one is having an attitude of gratitude. You know,
yes.
So about this.
We've said this countless times.
Yes.
A lot, because it's so powerful. It's so simple but so powerful. And so this is like about consciously and mindfully having a daily practice of raising your gratitude and your appreciation. By doing, you know, like, so when I say walk through the park or whatever, like, and I go for like little nature walks a few times a week, I will just tell myself like all the things I love. Like, I love this park, I love that tree, I love the flowers, I love that it's raining right now, or I love that it's sunny. And if you do that, you know, for 30 seconds or more, it actually starts to, you get that feeling of positivity and gratitude.
But I know some people find it silly, like, you know, it's like, oh, I'm talking to myself. And I'm like, well, you get the best answers when you talk to yourself for a start. You know, who's more sensible than you? So, yes. So that's what we want everybody to do. Now, Stephen, it's time to sing Happy Birthday. Where's she gone? She's disappeared.
We didn't forget. We haven't forgotten. Is she here?
Well, I think she is. Yes, she is.
Vanessa,
okay.
This is not your life, but this is your birthday.
This is your birthday. So what I need everybody to do, Vanessa is somebody that I have known since I was a teenager. We have kept in contact, thank God for Facebook. She's one of my dearest sister girls, and today is her birthday. So what I'd like us all to do, after I've blown this, and I don't know if you can see, Vanessa, but I've got a happy birthday banner up for you.
We have so planned this out, Vanessa.
And you're so glammed out. So after 3, I want a quick happy birthday to my darling Vanessa, okay? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Vanessa. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
We need to do an episode.
Thank you. So Vanessa, where's she gone? She's always disappeared.
I'm right here.
Oh, you're
she hasn't moved anywhere.
So, first of all, how's your husband?
He's doing much better. He's healing slowly, but he's healing.
Yeah, the reason I'm asking Vanessa this is she sent me a lovely picture over the weekend of her husband who practically sliced his finger off.
So I just wanted to make Facebook page. We could show this on.
Yeah, I don't think we should be showing it at all. So what have you done today, my darling, on your birthday?
On my birthday, my husband took me for a ride in the country, and there was a detour, and so we actually drove along a road that we've never been on before. It kind of reminded me of Barbados because it had a lot of trees and on both sides, and it's kind of like you're in the countryside in Barbados.
Good.
And we went to a farm. We stopped by a farm. We bought some jalapeno peppers. We got a spider plant. And then we came back home because I told him no matter where we go, I had to be back home for 2.
Oh,
that is so sweet. Well, I hope he didn't have anything like really romantic planned and is like, that woman Kaie Cozier has spoiled my plans because Vanessa had to get back home. It is so lovely to see you.
That could still happen.
I know it could. But you know what? It's only coming up to 3 o'clock where Vanessa is. So she's still got the rest of the day.
Oh, brilliant, Vanessa. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy
yourself, my darling. And thank you for sharing your birthday with us. We are much appreciated of it.
Thank you for honoring me. I appreciate
Listen,
that.
you deserve it.
We would have had cake, but we're both dieting, so.
Yeah.
I had chocolate. I had a chocolate.
See, I was about to say, Stephen had chocolate. Yeah, we need to talk about that. But anyway, moving swiftly along.
So that is it. That is it for another show. So, so thank you, Lisa, and for everything, the chocolate and your wisdom and your stories. Thank you, everyone who took part in today's show and our team of volunteers who have helped to make it all happen. Right, next week, you do not want to miss this. We are looking at astrology, not the daily newspaper Mystic Meg nonsense, but we have got a proper astrologer who's going to be zooming all the way live from a mountaintop in Guatemala. Yeah. He's going to be sharing with us the power of astrology and how the coronavirus has been seen in the stars, as well as suggesting what the future may hold. So that's really interesting. He's always going to look at how personal charts as well can tell you about your personality and what's coming up next.
And I will say that I am going to have my chart done, and I will share some of it with you next week. Only some, not all. Girl's got to keep her secrets, you know.
So that is coming up next Monday, live at 7 UK time. So yeah, over to you, Kaie.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us this evening. It's great to see you all, and thank you so much. Caroline Wood, I notice you have what I believe are your mum and dad with you. Yes, thank you so much for joining in. We really, really, really do appreciate it. It is lovely to see you. I hope to see you again. Thank you so much. Don't forget to look out for our recorded version. We chop it down a little bit and put it on YouTube. That should be ready Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook here. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at The Nice News Show. As I said, we're on YouTube. Next week, as Stephen says, we're going to be talking proper astrology. And I want to leave you with a reminder about celebrating life. Remember this moment. Cherish this story and celebrate this life. From all of us here at Nice News, thank you so much. Vanessa, darling, happy birthday again, and we'll see you all next week. Thank you, and bye-bye.